My Love of Life Energy is a podcast created by Anna Scott. Anna knows that every human being sees life uniquely. In this podcast, she will talk to people and learn from them. These conversations are to shine the brilliance of each human being she speaks to. Join her. After each exploration, you will expand on your insights and see truth and beauty.
Oh, JB James, it is so good. I just feel so blessed to be talking to you, recording this. And then if one person hears this conversation and hears you, I know their life will be different.
Amazing.
So I started this podcast, My Love of Life Energy. I'm still not sure where it's going, but I'm finding that I love talking to people and sharing insights and sharing what people see in life. And I just am curious, since we've talked, we met going to Super Coach with Michael Neal. And when you came on, it was like an explosive light came on. Like I felt like one of those skylights, you know, where you, in the sky where you see the light and you're trying to find it. When you came on, that's what it felt like. It was like this bright light. And you had really seen something in life, and I'd like you to talk about it and share with people what you saw.
Sure. Okay, so what I saw is a tricky thing to talk about. But I'll just do it anyway. because unless you've glimpsed it or seen it for yourself, you don't know kind of what you're looking for. But I'll just talk about my experience and what happened to me and how I've been living since. So I was on a journey of kind of self-improvement and self-development because I thought I was really enjoying life and I didn't know why other people weren't, and I wanted everyone to just have a bit of a better life. And two, I would get really overwhelmed and really stressed, and so I'd go through bouts of just living the dream, as it were. Nothing really matters and I'm really happy, and then a couple of tasks would build up and I'd think that I'd get really, really overwhelmed, and it would stress me out so much that I had to try and find a way to cope with it. And so I went through a kind of a journey of doing breath work and exercise. And through this journey, I found Michael Neal and one of his self-coaching online programs, and I thought, this looks really good. I've always had an inclination that I'd like to be kind of a coach one day anyway, and I guess if I can sort me out, then I can help other people out. So I started this course, and what Michael was talking about is how the mind actually works. And I'd done numerous other kind of things, but this just came with a really good feeling. And so I was just really relaxed and I was really intrigued what he had to say. And he just explained 3 principles of how humans experience things. And it woke me up to a completely new way of experiencing life that was not of this world. Like 30 years of stress, like I saw what he was saying that was so obvious, and 30 years of imagined stress just disappeared. And I saw that everything that was holding me back and everything that I thought was wrong with me, I was making up with thought. And I didn't need to. And because I saw that I was making up all my problems with thought, I kind of, it just relieved so much pressure, and I got really, really happy. And I started dancing around in this room, actually. I put on some music and I was like, I don't have to do anything or be anyone. And I experienced a feeling of being exactly where I wanted to go. So I always had all these thoughts that, okay, when I get when I'm clear in my career path and I'm on my way and I'm financially stable, then, you know, I'm going to be happy and it's all going to be good. And because a lot of other aspects of my life I kind of happy with, my fitness and everything. But for me, it was kind of like I had no direction. And I thought when I found a direction, I would be happy. But I saw that I was making that up. And with that realization came the feeling of I had everything that I was looking for. Like, I literally felt it as a feeling. Like, I've explained it like, imagine winning the lottery. Every day, every month you were just going to win the lottery. And so you would think all your problems are okay because you could solve it all with the money. I had a similar feeling to that, because I was limitless, because the only thing that was holding me back was my story about myself. And so through this feeling of having everything, I saw that nowhere to really go, and it just felt incredible. And the more I felt incredible, the more I kind of understood. And I started to get a sensation of being everything. Now, I know that sounds really, really weird. But I experienced a connection with, you might say, Mother Nature, you might say the universe, you might say God, insert your word of what feels right to you. But as I started to question, because I always thought I was my story and my thoughts, I thought I was Jamie and he wasn't very good at this and he liked this type of music. And I saw the only thing that was keeping that story alive was me reminding myself that with my thoughts. And so when all of that collapsed, I started to think, well, who am I if I'm not this person I believed I have been for all of my life? And I started videoing myself because I knew that I wasn't myself, like in my own state. And I was referring to myself. I was saying that I'm not my body. I know that I'm not my body. And I know that I'm not my thoughts. And I am everything. Like I experienced being one, a oneness, and being one with everything. And my self-consciousness completely dropped away. So I went down to the beach where I live and I could see people, and I saw them trapped in their thoughts, having no idea. And I was so free, and I didn't care what anybody thought, because I knew who I truly was.
Wow. And so you really saw clearly we're not our thinking. And then my story, and that, like, this life force energy, what I feel from you is that you can feel this life force energy breathing, like living you, and the possibility of it all. Is that what you experience?
Well, I experienced a knowing, which is weird to say. Like because I felt it, I knew it. And when I recall it, you kind of question it, because it it seems so crazy. But you know when you just know something,
Yeah.
And it's just a no-brainer yes.
You know,
Because I was taught this, it came through me. I remembered something.
yeah.
I knew it to be true.
And I the way that you talk about, I have insight envy. Because I can tell that you really saw it and you really felt it. And I guess I have too, and I just forget that I have.
Well, you're just in a thought that
Yeah.
you've forgotten.
But I've experienced what you've experienced. And then I forget it. That's what human beings, like the nature of human beings is we forget. We all have what you're talking about.
And
yeah,
we all are always there, but it's like there's layers of like scratches on a glass in a window, and sometimes the glass is really scratched up. But it's not that we forget it, it's just that we can't see it from where we're standing or with the thoughts that we're using to look at it.
Well, it's like we're paying attention to the thoughts rather than the feeling of who we are. Like to the beautiful feeling of what's possible. Like I call it the vacation feeling. Like when we go on vacation, people think it's the vacation they like. And they don't realize it's just that all their thinking has gone away. And so they're more relaxed and they're just enjoying life because they're not thinking so much and they're not caught up in it.
And you can experience that all the time. And not all the time, like I frequently get caught up in moments, but the more I catch myself, the less it happens. But it's like waking up on a Sunday and thinking you have to go to work and remembering it's Sunday. You get that feeling of just relief. That's the feeling you get when you wake up to you wake up to the realization that you don't have to think the thought you're thinking if it's no use to you. And it's not scary. Like you can think the thought, but it's an illusion.
So I'm curious for you, how has this showed up in your work? Because you do photography, beautiful photography and film is what it looks like to me. It's so funny, I know so little about you, but that's what it looks like. Is that true?
Yeah. I've been kind of easy. So when I first had my experience, all my habits and all my kind of drive for my career kind of melted away because I just knew that I had everything and I was looking for that feeling in things. So I was looking for it in my career. How it's shown up in my work now is like I'm no longer stressed about it because why would I be? It's so unhelpful to be stressed about something. And what's come with that is knowing that I'll be absolutely equipped to handle anything in the moment when it happens. So I have a shoot tomorrow. Before I had my insight, I would have been thinking, God, have I got this? Have I done this? Have I charged everything? What am I going to do if it doesn't? I see that as so unhelpful now, and I would never go there. I trust that. I know that I'm not going to die, whatever happens tomorrow. I trust that good ideas are going to come to me in the moment. I've been doing photography for 6 years. It's no one's ever died. It's always gone well. So I don't know why I used to stress myself out before each job anyway. Like you think we'd learn, but like for this chat with you, like if I hadn't have seen what I've seen, I probably would have planned something to say. But I know I don't need to, because what I've seen is we're really, really good at communicating in the moment, with the moment, because that's all there actually really is.
Wow, it's so interesting. I'm reading this book called Extraordinary Putting. And he talks about staying with the ball long enough. If you look at a ball, the minute the ball leaves your sight, there's like an afterglow, like the light bulb. But it's being able to be that present and not look towards the results. And so there's no results in this conversation. I can be really present here because I don't have a result. I don't know where this is going, but I see how much in my life I'm always looking at the results. Like when I'm on the golf, yeah, and I miss it.
Yeah, we miss life.
But the beauty is just to be present and see what shows up and know that we're equipped.
Yeah.
Know that we'll handle whatever it is. I can't imagine. I would think that, do you enjoy your job more now?
It's not that I enjoy my job more. I can enjoy anything. So I used to think that I didn't like certain types of movie, but now I can watch a movie and enjoy it for what it is. Because the only reason I thought I didn't like it is because I was building up a story of memories that I don't like this. So I can appreciate anything now. Like when I had my insight, it felt like the first time of doing everything.
Oh, wow. Wow. Wow.
Like what's it going to be like when I go and meet my friends and I can see them from what I'm seeing and not be in my head. Because when your attention isn't on your thoughts, you can see so much more and you can be with someone and it comes with a beautiful feeling.
The feeling I get is, when you travel and you've never been to the place before because you have no thinking about it. So everything's kind of new and heightened and kind of exciting. And that's what it seems to me like you're living your life like you're traveling every moment. Like every day, every moment's a new country. Is that what that's what it kind of feels like to me.
Well, I'm gonna say I think when I first saw this was around 6 months ago. And for about 2 weeks, I just had no words. Like imagine you woke up from a dream and all of your life had been a dream. That's what it felt like. And everything was new. And 6 months on, I guess I feel more like I'm living in my dream. And so the dream of life isn't scary anymore because it's like I get to play with life now because I know whatever happens, I'm going to be okay. And it's not 100% all the time.
I'm sorry, that just is so radical. God. Do you realize how radical what you just said is? In the world that I live in, I just get to play with life.
Yeah, that's all it is. We don't need to be we make it so serious because we make it all about a character that we've made up.
So how do friends around you, what have they noticed and what have they said about you? I'm just curious.
Actually, not last night, but the night before, I was talking to my girlfriend about this and she's always kind of clueless because I haven't always been very good at communicating it because I'll just say things like, you're not who you think you are. Like it's all just thought, it's all made up. Like I've had no context to it, but we got into a conversation 2 days ago. And have you read the Secret Letter by Mavis Khan?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So it just occurred to me to like read her that because I was having some work done on my car a month ago, and I had like an hour to wait. So I walked down into the woods nearby, and I sat there and I read the secret letter. And the weirdest thing happened. A dog, an owner's dog, ran off from the owner, ran over to me and just looked me dead in the eyes, because I was in this beautiful feeling from just reading this letter, and it put its paws up on my trousers and it had really muddy paws, and I was just looking at it like it with so much love, and it just looked at me and it stayed with me, and the owner was calling it back and it just wouldn't go, and we were so connected, me and this dog. And then I said to the dog, go on, and it left, and I'd never met this dog before, so I was telling her that story, and she said, well, what were you reading? And I said, oh, this is it. And I found it on my phone, and I read it aloud. And she said, oh, can I read it? And she read it. And she just burst out laughing. And she was like, this is what you've been talking about.
Oh, wow.
Where it's all a thought. Like we make it all up. And she saw it.
Oh, wow.
And that's 6 months on of me. So I'm kind of just kind of finding ways to kind of share it, but in my work, people have been saying that they really like my energy, and they say you've got a good vibe and things like that, and they keep saying that, and I'm like, all right, I don't know what you mean, but yeah, cool. And there's this really helpful kit that, when you're aware of that thinking is just made up of thought and not real, and you can see it for what it is, you can use your feelings. If you're in a really bad feeling, it's telling you that you've got really unhelpful thinking, and you can settle down, and what comes with that space is better thinking. And that's what my girlfriend saw, and it's been revolutionary for her over the last 2 days. It seems to go a lot deeper than that. So if like anyone could just learn that skill, to know that their job is to decide what attention they want to give to their thoughts to. And if it's a thought that comes with a bad feeling, then let's not give attention to that. And if it's a thought that excites you and gives you a good feeling, then hey, let's give some attention to that.
You know, it's one of the things you said, and this is the only challenge. It's not a skill. We have this beautiful thing. Like, this is what I love about Mavis Carnes. I'll put her note up and who she is. She's a psychologist who had studied with Sid Banks and has been studying this for 40 years. And she is just a beautiful, beautiful soul. And she says this is the best information she ever learned. And we don't even have to develop the skill. We're so well built, we just notice. It's built in. And that's what I love. It's built in. There's so much less that we have to do. Skill looks like we have to go learn it. We don't.
Yeah, nice catch. Like, it's a remembering.
It's just here. And we can just notice where our energy is, what our energy feels like. And if our energy feels like crap, it's because we got crappy thinking. That's all it's telling us. And we don't have to pay attention to it. We can wait for it to go. Yeah, wow, wow. And it's so funny how people have been saying their energy, like, to me, like when I said the beacon of light, you walking around and being, the energy reminds people of what's in them, what's inherent in them.
I think that's why people love babies and dogs and puppies, because we see that freedom in them.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing that gets caught, nothing efforting, just being a beautiful human being. Yeah. And you, I mean, just even in this conversation, I can feel the energy and I go, oh yeah, that's in me too. That's in me too. But it's a trick, because the minute we try to talk about it, share it with people and point it to them, it's almost like the words get away from it. But the feeling doesn't lie. Energy never lies. Tells you what's really going on. I'm pausing because I want to, what's the one thing you want people to know?
If I could help people see that they're not alone. There's something that has them, that will look after them, that is with them all the time. And they never have to worry because it's looking after them.
Wow.
They are being held with this, with love.
Oh God. Sorry. When I hear the truth, I laugh.
It doesn't sound practical, but if people can feel the fact that fundamentally everything is okay, whatever they think is going on with them, underneath all of that thinking, everything is and always will be okay. Man, if people could see that in themselves, then it changed my life.
Jamie, I'm sure that this conversation, if somebody hears it, I know it will change them. I know the way you speak and what you've seen will change people just by your being. Because it's potent. It's such a powerful, clear signal. I can't thank you enough for sharing this with me and having this conversation.
Well, thank you. The pleasure's all mine.